Good to go.
Good morning. Hey, all.
Hi, guys.
Anybody hosting today?
Or
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, I don't know. I might be behind on some messages, and yeah, and Deborah. Oh, great.
Gaurav is hosting today. I don't have the stable internet connection to keep it. Or if you're speaking, we cannot hear you yet.
Cool. So Gaurav, we can't hear you if you're talking. You probably have a double muted or something. But we're live, and so it's the Monday, August 15th. Sorry for getting off to a slow start, everybody. Well, so hey, welcome to the call. If you haven't been on this call before, it's a tradition to introduce yourself, to say hi. Tell us how many brothers and sisters you have or don't have. You know, tell us your favorite color. Maybe share a couple of passwords. I promise we'll just stream them to YouTube. That's all we'll do. You can change them afterwards. Desmond, you've been on this call before, if I recall. Is that right?
Yeah.
I know that ape face from anywhere. Okay. Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Wait a second. That might be the only time I can get away with saying that someone has an ape face. Okay. And then Mr. Pondy, Deep, you've been around. I think you've got access to Figma now as well. Very good. Yeah.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, you're back.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it might just be Himansh. Have you been on the call before? Yes, you, Himansh. Mr. Firefly, Mrs. Firefly, I can't tell. Himansh, is your audio working? If not, just say hi in chat, and then please edit your name in the participants list to have your last name as well, if you would. With that, Gaurav, let me be quiet and host back to you.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. So I guess we are done with the introductions. So if anyone is left, they are welcome to say hi in chat. So let's move on to today's agenda items. So first up, we can see service mesh patterns. So Ivar, you are up first for the design review. So would like to share your screen?
Hi, how's it going? I told you guys on Slack that I can't use Zoom. Okay, I'm right now on my phone.
Oh yeah, no issues. I'll share. You can navigate.
I went to this here because he was also involved, so let's do it together.
Yep. So this is the one, I guess, you wanted to present, right?
So Alexis, hi. Can you presented your mute? We don't hear you.
Is it again back to mute?
No, you're audible.
Oh, okay. And my screen is also visible, right?
Yes.
Oops, just to be kind to Sahil, he's got to go. He's got a deadline on course registration. Do you guys mind if Sahil goes first?
Yeah, sure.
Just a
Let me-
special request.
Yep.
Sorry for that, guys.
Yeah, no issues. So Sahil, do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So, like, I feel like everything is done, but we need some more good design for the individual page. But everything is implemented. Wait, I will share all this links. Mm. Uh, Yeah, you can have a look at the collection integration collection page and individual page is. And can you please give me some ideas or any help that can help me to improve the website UI? But like seriously, I need help for the individual page, and I need some volunteers for the content. But like we have to update the content for this part and update some screenshots and all that. Mm.
Yep, nice, Sahil. It's looking good. So Sahil has been working on a set of pages that highlight the many integrations that Meshery has, and he's been working on a main integrations page, which has, for lack of a better term, maybe that honeycomb, that hexagonal collection of individual integrations. Those are divided into categories that the users can peruse if they want to go deeper into a particular integration and understand how it is that Meshery and Docker in this case work, or Kubernetes. They can click to see more detail, and there's a common format for that single integration page. So it's really a collection of integrations and then a single page where you can go see more detail. So I think he's looking for feedback on, kind of all around. Also looking for additional, for people to sign up for individual pages. So now that there's a template for what the single page looks like, he's looking for people to fill in some of the content for, I don't know, for any of the other integrations that haven't been populated. There's a lot of that content is available in the Meshery docs or inside of the shared Google Drive. So two questions. One, does anyone think that the UI could be improved on the single integration page?
The UI of this page?
Yeah. Like the one with Docker or the one with Kubernetes on it.
Could you
There's a
please
little-
scroll down so we can see?
My screen is visible, right?
Very leading the one.
Yeah, it is visible. It just keeps flipping back and forth between.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so while we bring it back up, one thing that I would call out as something to consider is maybe some larger font or a little bit more margin between the name of the integration, like Meshery integration with Docker, and then there's this tagline or this third line that's underneath. I'll try to bring it up that you might consider adding some space to.
Okay.
Ivar, did you have suggestions as well?
As Alexis just said here, now we had a talk together, and what we found is that the design system that I had already asked you on that specific day that I was getting into Meshery, I asked you about the website too. I don't know if I did or not, but there is a particular design system behind it, because you see such alignments like on that website, the alignments are not really good, white spaces are not really good. It's like the UI or UX designer behind this project didn't use any grid. Okay, we don't have a grid system, but what we did, Alex's and I, we implemented a grid system. It's free. It has three columns, and it will show you now if you will. And for the website, yeah, so I must check it again. And there's also one thing about content. We need we have good content, but we don't have some cool and creative content that can absorb people's attention. Like, Lee, you're a really cool guy, okay? And you speak, your tone and your personality where you're speaking is really absorbing, okay? If we can implement that, this is correlated to the brand and, the voice and these things, if we can implement that kind of tone, specific tone, which absorbs people, it would be fantastic. So I guess we need some creative copywriters.
Yeah. So if I recap part of what you were saying, one, you were bringing up a different subject with respect to Meshery UI and having a design system, and then kind of identifying how that relates to the various websites that are here, that ideally each would have a design system. There would be some that you'd be able to tell that they're family, maybe, that there's some commonality between them. Various graphical elements, or maybe use of the same font, or certain things like that.
It's not about the graphic things. It's about some rules like spacing, like the fonts and the fonts are good, okay, but sometimes I see little how can I say it? There's not a good hierarchy sometimes, but it's more about, what I'm calling design system is mostly all about the rules and from what space one thing should be aside from something else, and how, okay, one of the most different things that really frustrated me was the keys. Keys are really big. Okay, like what I just implemented is that, sorry, Alex, are you presenting?
I am
presenting,
now.
please.
Yeah.
Okay. If Alex was presenting, okay. So let me wait. So I guess my voice is better now. So. Yeah. All right. So what really frustrated me, and is the how the keys are really set out already, because when I was implementing that into that grid system, I had really a difficult time, and of course the colors too, because some parts there's a slight difference of the colors being used in. So I guess Alexis and Lee and I must have a set of that, because it really takes time, and right now. So yeah.
Cool. I think we got most of what you had said, which is a great discussion to have. And I see how it relates to giving feedback on Sahil's work. And so good. Do you want to put an agenda item on there to talk about design language? And
that would be really great. Yeah.
When you do, we want to intentionally have them related between the sites.
Related, yeah.
But,
yes,
but also,
it would be fantastic. You share many ideas.
And then, but we'll also let them be their own person, so to speak, so that they're relatives, but they all have their own identity. So that's good. Yeah, a good place to put some of those thoughts, if those thoughts are toward the Layer 5 IO site, which is a good kind of foundational site for the brand itself across the various properties and the various projects. This particular page, and then this brand guide, were you able to hunt down this brand guide last week?
I had checked it. I had checked this out.
Okay, you did or you did not?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay, good. That's a good one to feel free to comment all over that thing, or take a copy of different slides and change them how you make the changes that you think you should be done. That'll really facilitate review. Okay, so back to Sahil's.
That you're in this page and this page. Yeah.
Well, but yeah, both.
So,
either.
Just to say yeah, just to say something. Now you're on this page. When we have a really great design system like this page that you have, each are placed here. We can make some shadow system here too. So that were really great, because I had difficulty finding some shadows, and because there wasn't any here. So we need to think about that too.
Totally. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, well, so Sahil, your topic, the designs for the pages that you're on, they are
Meshery.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good. So speaking actually in some reference to what Ivar was just saying, we want to try to build some consistency with respect to things like the buttons and the sizes that are used. The button size that you use, you'll find a reusable component for buttons, and you'll just want to use the same size, same style. The others don't have bold, I don't think.
Yeah, they
Just
don't
one
have
thing that I
bold.
noticed.
Actually, I used the
Yeah, so the get started buttons, right now on the site, they point to the same page we're on. Is it supposed to link to something else? Is it not supposed to link to the docs or something?
C documentation links to the doc, but get started should link something else, which is not decided yet.
No, like currently learn more points to the docs, and get started points to the same page itself. So it shouldn't point to the same page itself, right? Point to something else.
Okay, so both the thing should point to docs only, right?
Yeah,
No,
probably.
then it's, but then there's no point of.
Right, there's no point in having them both point to the same place, is what I think she was going to say.
Yeah.
So there's the get started. There is a how to install Meshery page in the Layer 5 IO site. That would probably be a good place to point to.
Okay.
It's here. It's install. So like even if you go to layer5.io, let me share my whole screen so it just makes it a little easier. I didn't intend to host today, or I didn't mean to take over it's just bad network connection, bad audio, just a bad start to a Monday, I suppose. If you look at the Layer 5 IO site, there used to be two buttons on the first banner. This is a rotational banner, so if you refresh the page, you'll go through, I think, about 4 banners. This one says See Meshery, so this takes you to the main page of Meshery itself, just sort of an overview and description. And then you get these 2 other sub pages, how Meshery works. But this Run Meshery, this link is probably this page works out very well for the Get Started button, because here's how you install Meshery and get started. It would be nice if all of the get starteds were like very specific to that integration, but we just won't always have, it won't always necessarily be appropriate. We just won't have it for all of them. We do have a specific set of instructions for how to get started with Kubernetes, but I think trying to accommodate the 10 or so out of like 100 integrations that we will eventually have, there's about 10 right now that we have specific instructions for, and the rest will be, yeah, it'll just be too difficult. So I'll drop this link in. That helps. Anybody else have comments on the layout, the structure of the pages?
Yeah, I guess because you know, he has used what is that called? That fits everything. Layout, yeah, because he has used auto layout. If you zoom in features, then you see that those, you know, icons are in the middle with the text, which should be aligned with the first line. Okay, so have a look.
Which icons?
The icon near features.
The icon near features.
He's talking about the overview section. Lee. Just
What?
scroll up. There's the features that tech
Yeah.
arrow.
Yeah, zoom in here.
Yeah, that.
So now you see it's because of auto layout. You know, you see the second option optimizing its cost or its cost. But here, you know, we have the icon is aligned with that line. I guess we need to do such tactics for those other, you know, options too.
Sahil, does that make sense?
Are you talking about like using a separate icon for all the things? Like, for the cost thing, it should be a
What?
different icon.
Sorry, what? Come again? What I'm talking is that icon, that check icon. I'm saying that that should go be aligned with that first, like, yeah, like this one should go up and be aligned with the reducing development and.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, because that way it's more eye appealing than
Okay.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you don't think having it like let's say that we have a multi-line thing, and maybe we shouldn't allow that, but you're saying it would be ideal if this was vertically aligned to the top.
exactly.
Okay, as opposed to being in the center.
So you see, if you have some many lines in an item, you'll be like, which one is which?
Yeah. Yeah, certainly. Yeah, I think, yeah, it's
The other thing is that, you know, I guess what I'm actually watching now with my eyes, I don't know if you can, you know, play some ruler there, because, you know, the distance on the right, we have connect, Kubernetes, and overview. Okay, there's amounts of, you know, space, but here features and reducing development, and we don't have such space, I think. So you see, it cuts C. So it should go a little up, I guess.
the check mark.
The check mark and the text. Because
okay.
now on right, it's cutting C, as you can
on
see.
the connect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah. Makes sense. So good. So yeah, makes sense. Ivar, I have to tell you, like, that's fantastic. Like in this case, I encourage you or others to go directly make the changes here, because though I don't think you'll find much argument with them. Like there are any number, like there'll also be this challenge where even if the design is perfect, which it should be, we really do care about every pixel, then there'll be this process of making sure that what's implemented reflects what's designed. And right now, actually, in a more material way, Sahil. So we don't have you don't have an example of video yet on the individual page, or do you?
He doesn't.
Okay.
And I think he dropped off right now.
Oh, I see. He had to go. Another thing, I don't know if he has these up or not, but something that I'll call out that I think we've tracked a few different times is new icons needed, or new graphics, more relevant one rather. Cool. Wow, the A key on my keyboard is hitting twice. Good. All right. Well, so that was Sahil's topic. Do we want to go back?
So let's move back to Search Mesh Patterns website. So lots of people working on this issue for Search Mesh Pattern website. And we also have a couple of PRs open up by Kamal, Rohit, and Ivar is also working on designs, and Nikhil and Devapura is providing feedback. So Kamal or anyone would like to give a brief overview on the progress? I hope this time I was audible.
Yeah, you were audible. Should I give?
Yep, sure.
Yeah, so if you could go to the nav bar or the about section. Yeah, so talking of the updates on this page, so I was working on nav bar and the nav bar and the about page. So this is currently the updates about the about page. And the only thing that this about page is missing currently is the vector thing, those two vector commas. And if you could show
Okay,
navbar.
let me just interrupt for a minute. Ivar and Alexis, you're working on the design for the about page, right? Like for the home page. So do you have any designs right now, or like
Yeah,
by when?
Alexis will present that page because you already told us to edit here because there are some lots of text here which are boring. If we
Yes, we have. Can we
Yeah,
go
like,
now with Kamal?
yeah, because this is not the page we're going with. So if you have to design over to Kamal and let him make the updates. So if you have any links to the design right now, you can
We
share
have an
it.
independent project. We can present it now.
Yeah, please do.
And one thing about this book, why there is a thick shadow around? Why didn't you cut it?
Shadow where?
Yeah, the shadow below
one,
in the right of the book. Yeah.
Oh.
So I cut it, but because the website doesn't follow such shadow, I guess it should be cut.
That's it. I think it would give a 3D kind of view.
It was what?
The shadow.
Yeah, shadow mode.
Okay, I don't think he's the right person to answer that because he didn't design the banners. So since you're designing it right now, if you think it looks good without the shadow, you can add that in your design, and we can see which one looks better.
Please, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. Alexis, would you like to present?
Yes, I would. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I would like to present what I and Iva have worked on so far. Please, can you see my screen?
Yep, it is visible.
Yeah.
Okay, so really quick, these are
Yeah, it's visible.
tasks, and Iva and I decided to first separately come up with what we have in mind, and then we would merge them together. And as you can clearly see, Iva has gone way ahead of me, right, and done really great. And I'm just here stuck trying to find my way because the weekend wasn't a really good one, so I couldn't really do much. But Iva has had most of the impact on our contribution so far. So this is let me see. Let me see. This shouldn't be it. Let me see. So this is what we have at the moment, and we are yet to merge everything together and have something presentable, if I should say. But this is what we have right now. So, yep. Answering or tending to most of the tasks where we're told to make them make the page more presentable and a single page rather than 3, 4, 5 pages. So the link is on the chat box, and
Alexis, is this a single page? Sorry to interrupt.
yes, this is a single page.
Okay, so the about page goes from here to.
Sorry, the about what? The book?
Mhm. No, just tell me
Uh,
from where to where is the about page? About section.
The
When
separate about layers 5. If you mean that it's down below, I guess above the footer. I mean, it should be there. Yeah, about layers. Sorry, 5. So, Alicia, can you go up all the way up? So, guys, by design system, for example, you can see the spacing from left and right, and also change, header, the space there. If you can follow, you see that book chapters, and you see get a copy, and if you come down, you see such a line below. It really cuts the screen, and the other thing that I wasn't sure about, and I just put something there, was that get a copy button. Okay, so I'm not trying to copy or something related or just some, intro kind of thing. If we can do that, so that would be great because it's very important to have a CTA above because we must engage them. So that's the way. And to win the SEO too. So, and what I had difficulty using the colors and that blanket was here. When I created that get a copy button, I couldn't use the color that had already been used above get it now, okay? So if I use that, there won't be any good contrast. I could fix that with some shadows, but shadows are not quite used in buttons. And yeah, so that's the purpose. Purpose, okay. And here, why should you use any service mesh? I just capitalized some words and it hadn't been implemented. So if there is an error here, I mean, if let me, and if can have a, if we have a graphic designer here, we can add some graphics here too. I mean, here in the, what's that, the card. And if anyone has, if anyone knows a better way of showing these things, just please let us know. And here, you know, the here there are chapters, and these things are designed by another designer on this sorry, on this project. So please tell us your evaluation and improvement suggestions, anything.
Yeah, I can suggest something in the chapters page, chapters part. We can make it like what we have in the learnings part. I have shared the link, so we can replicate that, I guess. Alexis, why don't you open the link? It would be better to.
Where is it?
I've shared in the Zoom. So we'll just scroll down. Making something like this would be easier, I guess, would be better.
Okay, and then do you suggest that as we put this, we now try and shorten, or we should just put it exactly like this? Because then the page would be filled with words which we are trying to work against.
I'm just suggesting the card-like thing, card-like structure, not the big tabs and same colors. I'm just suggesting the view, the layout of the cards, small cards.
Okay.
So you're suggesting this for the segment?
Yeah, the chapter segment.
The chapter.
Yeah, the small cards, the small tabs.
So what is the point? Because, you know, in contrary to the actual, you know, chapters of the book segment, which the B must be capitalized too. Here, you know, the design is subtle and simpler, okay? Because if we go down or above, you know, because there are many things to read and to have an interaction with, it might be troublesome. But, you know, if you're really strong with this point, we can make a vote, I mean.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Alexis and UR. So keeping time in mind, so let's you can move your valuable feedback and suggestions in Slack or in Figma. So let's move to next items that we have. So next up we have is Aditya Subedi's topic on discussion on interactive labs. So somebody would like to give a quick update quickly.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I'll share my screen. Okay. So to give an overview, we have our interactive labs in layer 5 .io/labs, in which we demonstrate, help newcomers to work with different service meshes and work through them. But recently, all the labs are failing. And when I looked into it closely, it seems that Katacoda has, just closed. Like O'Reilly has decided to shut Katacoda.com. So yeah, so those were the reason, why the Katacoda, scenarios were failing continuously. So I think we need to now look for different alternatives or a way to inform user that these labs are not working, and meantime come with a fix for those. Yeah, and I looked into some of the alternatives. Augustus also mentioned in the issues we can the KillerCoda. Other than that, there's this Instruqt and Google CodeLabs, but I don't think none of them are free as Katacoda. So yeah, I think we need to do something about that.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, please do put in the Slack for Meshery on Meshery channel that Katacoda is currently not working. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll put it in the website channel also.
Okay. So let's move to another topic. Next up, we have Devapriya's topic on custom form for writing programs. So let me share the screen and so Devapriya would like to, yeah.
Yeah, if you go down, there's a button to open the modal. So like earlier we were using Google Forms for the form and the responses, but now I've added the Formic form that we use for all the other forms on our site. And there's a backend stuff to it also, in the sense that for like the inputs, it is mailed to the community managers first, and a task is created for all the participants so that so we can keep track. So that is an update which is helpful in a way, because slowly we are gaining momentum for the writing program, and we just had one successful, like a complete process. I think Deepsha, she finished writing an article under this program, which is published now. So yeah, this is a small update, and also a note to all of you on the call: if you're into writing blogs or articles or any sort of content, if you're into graphic designing as well, you want to probably make a design for one of our blogs or the projects, anything, fill up this form, and we'll reach out to you. We'll share ideas with you of what you can do, like all sorts of content. Some of them probably I haven't mentioned on the page. If you think you're good with video editing, or maybe making posters or graphics for social media, everything is most welcome. Just fill in this form, and we'll see how we can make the most out of it.
Yep. So yeah, thank you, Devapriya, for a quick update on writing program. So yeah, anyone was saying something? Okay, so let's move to next topic. So next topic is about the about executive blogs by Devapriya only. So let's.
So yeah, instead of the PR, you can directly go to the preview. Added the link to the, yeah. So I've added it in such a way that like there's a executive, like what I thought looked like a and if you click on it, it takes to a new page where you see the executive bio. And I've made it in a way that these new pages are created from the template only for members that have like executive bio field mentioned in the members collection. So right now it's only for lead, and if there like it does not, like I've made sure it does not create any pages for the other member profiles, otherwise like SEO will take a drop. So and the photo is clickable as well in this way. So yeah, that's all. I just noticed like that I think there's some mobile responsiveness issue, but just the margin, I think I have to increase the margin on the side. I'll do that right now? And otherwise, what do you think of this? Do I need to add anything else?
बस मॉनिटर कर रहा है बैठा था
बाकी बात कर रहा था.
Aditya, your mic is unmute. Yep. So this executive bio looks really good. So any feedback, especially from Lee, since you are on the screen?
Yeah, I hesitated for a long time to, our site and our effort, kind of the company and the community is, I think, fairly novel. Like you generally either find a place that's, it's an open source project. Maybe it's a few projects, but usually it's just one. And that's what the site is about. Or you go somewhere to a company site and they're selling something. And this one has a bit of both. Well, it's largely just a community site that represents multiple projects is really what it is today. We've been doing that for 2.5 years. And at some point we're going to need somebody to buy something somewhere. Otherwise we're going to have to take the site down because or like someone else is going to have to take this over and carry it on. And so the reason I say that is to say, I've been sensitive about too much formality and in this case, too little. Those that might come and really rely on the projects that you all are building to run their infrastructure in production, they are accustomed to seeing things that sell to them or things that are more pompous in nature or, I don't know, flowery or whatever however you want to say it, executive in nature, what have you. And so anyway, my request to have something like this up wasn't even so much for that as it was of the many times that I'm asked to speak at different places. It's just very easy to give someone a link to, hey, here's a profile photo, a bio you can use, and then the socials. And so that might be, I know it's duplicative, but so is this. Like one we want to make is having the social links here, maybe to add those, and then yeah, I guess as long as people can, it might make, I don't know if it makes sense to have a link to download the image, the photo or not. I know that they can click it to get to it, but some folks are less savvy than others in terms of, anyway, so that's it, that's great. Where did you say it was the link? Oh, okay, yeah, that's makes sense. That's great. Yeah, good. Anyway,
the download, you mean like on click, it should just directly download the image?
Or just if there's a collection of social, because what'll end up happening is that if we do point someone here to grab my biography information, they probably won't know to go back to the other page to grab the social links.
Yeah.
So you want to make it a full duplicate, I think. And that, yeah, if you have a link that says profile photo, that might be helpful. Anyway, we can, I'll follow up with feedback, but it's good.
Okay, so yeah, thank you, Devipriya, for this. So let's move to next item that we have. So review on open issues by Yash and design request by Kanika and others. So Yash, you also have one more issue over here. So let's cover you on both the issues. So would like to share?
I don't think I need to share for the performance issues. I think I opened on some of the issues for the increase the performance of the F5 website. Most of them are like to convert IMG to static images for image optimization. So we don't have to apply static images for SVG files. That was one of the things I would like to highlight. And I don't know much about the vitals, web vitals. I think they were
Okay,
pretty.
so no, I just saw a message on the Slack channel by Ival on why this is happening. So I think we can take a look and see if that works.
And about the restructuring updates, I have updated. I made the GraphQL queries for patterns page and applications page, and opened issues for open PRs for it. And updates from, I think, Hercules have updates on the restructuring branch.
So I basically created a reusable component that was being reused by application, pattern, and design filters. So that card component that we had on the grid view. So I have made that component reusable. That's all from my side.
Yeah, thank you, Harkirat. And
Would you like to?
so yeah, please do fill up this PR PR column so we can have a look.
Okay.
So let's quickly move to I guess we have discussed this topic about search mesh patterns. So let's move on to this item by Kamal, need of new section on homepage. So Kamal would like to share, or like?
No, it's fine. So keep it to the top. So I needed some UX volunteers. So this was actually suggested by Lee that we should make new sections on the homepage, highlighting the Meshery and MeshMap features. So currently, if you will go on the layer 5 landing page, so you will see that these icons are getting hidden or cut, I should say, but we need new designs for this. So if anyone is interested, you can comment.
I think you misunderstood what Lee said. This is by design. The screenshot is not like that is not what this issue is about. The issue asks for a new design to incorporate MeshMap into the homepage. This will stay as it is.
Okay, so this will stay as it is.
Yeah. So you'll have to update the issue description as well.
Fine.
Yeah. Sorry, I probably caused confusion. We should close that issue, and I thought it might feel better to to not just have the issue closed on you, but to also suggest that, like, oh, okay, thanks for the feedback. No, that's intentional, but hey, at the same time, here's something else that, so right now, if you go to the homepage, it's, if you're here to like use the software, it kind of looks intriguing, sort of, but the vast majority of what's on the page is, says that we do open source things, and we've got a nice community, and we work with various technologies, and we do things inside the CNCF. But it's not really, it's like, okay, but it's not really compelling to, there aren't compelling capabilities shown here. And so, that's what we need. We need to show people features of Meshery, show people features of MeshMap, tell them, relate to them in terms of the pain points that they're having, and see if those things resonate.
Yep. So Meshery and MeshMap website need much more improvement. So if you can, you would like to contribute on that, so that would be much more appreciated. So I guess you have one more topic. Is it under you?
It is about the site maintainers. So in the repository overview section, we have recently added a list of site maintainers. So I just wanted to point out that if any row is left, like, do we need something for Meshery CTL?
So I guess your update is about adding the names of the maintainers, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we need for every project. So Meshery CTL is also required.
Okay.
So it's under repository overview, right?
Yeah. Down below.
Cool. So we're about out of time. Come on, what's the question?
The question is that do we need more rows? If we need, you can suggest. Like now there are 7 rows. If we need more maintenance, like for
Okay.
Meshery
Yeah.
CTL and okay.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Good question. I mean, go look at each of the, if you go to each repo, you can look at a maintainers.md and hopefully you would find that, yeah, this is in part my hesitancy to like have yet another place to like track who's who and who's doing what, but it is convenient and nice to be able to point people to. Yep. Just go to each repo, look for maintainers.md, come back and update it here. That'd be really helpful. Ivar asked a question about SEO. Yes, we should certainly be talking about that specifically, not only around content, but performance as well. There's a number of, and so Yash is trying to fix a couple of performance issues. Good. We've used a couple of different tools to try to help identify performance issues. So web.dev, Pingdom, or others. We've been working through a challenge right now on the main page with video loading in the banner. I
For
think
some
we're
reason,
mostly.
the last time I checked page speed insights, our desktop performance was 98, which was great. But the core web vitals were failing. This is surprising, but yeah.
Say it again. The core vitals were failing.
Yeah. Even though the performance was 98.
Yeah. Let's get issues opened up. Yash, can you help with that? Get the issues opened up.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we are on time. So if anyone has any issues left, we can discuss next week in websites call, or if it's related to Meshery, we can discuss in Meshery web dev call on Wednesday. So yeah, let's call this a wrap. So thank you everyone for joining, and apologies for audio issues in the beginning.
Thank you, Gaurav.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Everyone.
See you on the next one.
Yeah.